afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the I almost forgot the name. Motherfucker. Alright. Welcome to the industry, episode 5. Today it's just me, Ethan, and our guest for today. Her name is Marianne Ezekwe.
Can we hear you?
Yeah. So I'm feeling proud, my friend. You mind? But anyway, I've got Ethan back with me.
Hey, hi there. What's up? Marianne doesn't think we're gonna ask her about that scarf around her neck.
Yeah.
But that's probably going to be the topic of the entire podcast. This is not going to be about work, guys.
Yeah, we're just going to have a lot of, fun-ish, on the show. But thank you so much, guys. Last week's episode was banging. We had Shola Thompson and Olu describe, and everybody was hitting me up. I thought that I was going to get blacklisted. But anyway, it didn't happen, but that's it. But funny enough, because of the rush, I didn't think about something that happened during the week. What happened during the week in the film world, Ethan?
Quite a bit. Should I skip the geek stuff?
Yeah.
Let's skip the geek stuff. Last week we ranted about the MCU.
Yeah.
So there's still the MCU. So now Disney Plus comes on in a week. It's in a week.
And we don't have it in Nigeria.
Of course we have it. Wherever there's internet. VPN the crap out of it. What nonsense? Whoa. We are watching Disney Plus. It's not happening. That's really it.
Have you heard about the new streaming service that's Disney Plus? That's not Netflix. You haven't. So it's just Disney has gone and taken 75 years of content plus new stuff, and then they're going to have a streaming service that's just like Netflix. So basically, they're going to blow Netflix out of the water. Yeah.
So they think. Because the thing about customers is, once you have valid set of customers, and you don't have the what's the word here? The attraction for that new generation. Yeah. Look at what happened with Lion King, for example. Were you guys happy with Lion King?
But Lion King has made like 3 billion. No, sorry, 1 billion. I'm sorry. I won't lie. 1 billion. 1 billion in how many weeks?
It doesn't matter. There are lots of people in the world. A lot of people haven't seen Paranormal Activity, but it made a lot of money. So it's your niche. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was going to say Netflix has... So I think... They're like in there's like a gold. I just use gold, man. Like there's like what's that thing when you find oil? Like that didn't sound right. But moving on.
We're gonna skip that.
Like there's a rush of content. Like, have you seen that new Bill Gates, the trailer for that Bill Gates thing? What do you think of it?
So I think, like I said, there's something for everyone. That's the whole idea. The world has gone video, so now we just want to watch everything in our lazy format. If you think about the evolution of social media, we went from actually typing on MySpace and Facebook to doing how many characters is
140
in Twitter.
But it's not 145.
Okay, fine. And then we dumped it down even more. I went to Instagram to double tap to like. So just soon you're just going to be looked to like. We're just getting lazier, and that's the word. Attention span is killing us. But let's jump into who's Marianne.
Okay, so Marianne, how are you?
I'm fine.
That's it. So Marianne is right now she's a line producer on a certain show that I can't mention, Abi, because because they can't sue me for all I have, and I don't have anything because my computer is not working just now. But hey, moving on.
We got these money.
I gotta make some money. I've known her to be. She worked on my last show, and that's not why she's here anyway. But she was PC production coordinator on my last show. But she's a really great production person, and that's why she's here. And one of the reasons why she's here is to give us an insight into the systems that are being created, or the things that people need to do while on a production. Because again, a lot of people just think, oh, I'm a production coordinator or a production designer. I'm a production manager. Let's just be shooting. It doesn't work like that. I'm not sponsoring the show today. Shit. But anyway. Yeah, but we didn't film breakfast, Tenny. Yeah. Anyway, so let me read Marianne's profile. Plenty. No.
They're just sentences.
A graduate of theatre from the University of Ibadan, she was recently invited to teach the basics of production management at the Accelerate TV Filmmaker Project and Fashola Photography Foundation. Oh shit! I have to put it there. Her core values are competence, accountability, and integrity. Oh God. She came into production as an actor with many theater and film credits to her name. The versatility and energy of the theater groomed and adequately prepared her for film production after she successfully managed a number of theater productions. Who wrote this thing for you? What's this?
I wrote it.
Teddy, what's going on?
I don't like interrupting.
Anyway, Marianne cut her teeth in film production as a production assistant on Colin Afolayo's Hanatu, which I haven't watched, by the way. She quickly realized she had a knack for managing production and spent some time assisting on productions like Giddy Up Season 3 that didn't come out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Am I supposed to say that? Oh,
I guess not.
yeah.
It's out there now.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Blisco, Vades, and other commercials. While mapping out a strategy to manage processes better, that she had been experiencing, she had deliberately tried her hands at different roles in the production process for a better understanding of the process, in line with her goal to become a top producer in Africa. Marianne has this board in her house. Please don't ask me why I went to but she has this board in her house where she's like, I want to be, what's that thing again? I want to be
One of top 10 African producers in 2021.
Pow!
Impressive.
Yeah, you know. Anyway, after gaining confidence and experience in varying roles, she broke in as a production coordinator on African Magic's GMAG. Her excellence in the role earned her the same title on African Magic's first epic telenovela, shot against unpredictable weather conditions. Thank you very much. The 1 year long production wrap shooting in record time. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, be adding it in other people's so that they know.
Are you reading your own resume?
Yeah, I don't know, man. She tested her production manager abilities on a number of music videos, feature films, and series, after which she has taken on a few high-profile jobs. She continues to work towards her goal to become a top producer in Africa. She's currently working on a model that will standardize the filmmaking process for the sake of speed, quality, and efficiency. So let me jump into my first question, which is, what is that model? Before you tell us about the model, what are the problems? Because, I mean, before you create that model, then obviously there should have been some issues. So what were those issues, and what is the model that you're trying to create?
I thought you said you're not asking any question.
I'm just, sorry, it's not the YGX now. This girl was afraid. She was like, which question I just ask?
I'll just be looking.
No.
Okay. Something I've realized in the past, or even till now, is time management.
Yeah.
I've realized that most of the productions I've been on, or I've seen, or people have talked about, they've always had the issue of time. So you see an actor come to set, will stay 5, 6, 7 hours doing nothing. You would see crew members, they will come to set, everybody will just be roaming about, what's going on? I don't know. Producer, what's going on? I want to go and do this. You see someone saying, I cannot shoot because I have to go and do so and so. I need to go and buy a recharge card. I need to use the ATM. Now, the model I'm trying to create, this problem I see is mainly because of inadequate pre-production. I believe that if you do your pre-production really, really well, you would lounge. Success for me in production is when I come to set and I don't have anything to do. Like, I'm just seated looking for work, but I cannot see work. Unless, of course, there are some things that might pop up, like impromptu things that might actually pop up, unforeseen circumstances, that everybody will see and know that this is not because it wasn't well prepped for, but it just happened. Anything that can go wrong would go wrong. Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
So this model I'm trying to create is, even when I'm at home, like I'm not on set, and somebody calls me, Marianne, it's 3:30. What's going on your set? Without me calling anybody, I can tell they are taking medium shot of so and so. They are taking close up of so and so scene. Yeah. And the only way this can happen, because it's easy to say, everybody can say that, don't worry, this is what I want to do. But I've been thinking, the only way this can happen is, first, I would always say that physical meetings for me are overrated. So I get a script today, give to the director, he does this treatment. Even before everybody gathers to come for a physical meeting, I want to send the treatment to everybody, like every single person. Read and do your own treatment. Don't come for a physical meeting and start looking dumb. That's what most people do, even on set. So people don't read the script. But there's no how you're going to do a treatment without reading the script and understanding the script really, really well. You do your treatment, you come in for a physical meeting, then we can talk about it based on the director's ideas and what you think. I'm sure when you read the director's treatment, you're doing your own treatment, you must have had your own reservations. When you come and we talk about it, and that's been sorted, we can then go, rework the treatment, and come back. At this point, everything has to be timed.
Okay.
Because if it is not timed, there's going to be a problem. I need to know that. And it's not just production, it's not just the technical crew. It has to do with everybody, even including the actors. Because if crew members, if you are planning to create a good show, like to make magic, and then you do not carry your actors along, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
So call them and let them know that this is what you plan to do. So, am I talking too much?
No. Jesus. That's why
I've just been talking.
That's why you're on the show. Now stop being.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, after everyone is gathered, you can ask, you will see someone who's, okay, we're going to build this set or whatever, or we already have this set ready. Okay, this is the picture. This is the look and feel. This is the picture of what I want this place to look like. How long do you think it will take to make this happen? Don't just guess. That's the problem. And I figure that most times when you ask people, like some set I've been on, when you ask people, how long is it going to take? Say, I don't know. Let's just see. That's not professional.
How long is it going to take this? How many seasons are we shooting today? I don't know.
I don't know. That word, I don't know, gets me upset. My father has beaten me because of I don't know. I remember one day my father was washing, and then he asked me a question. I said, Daddy, am I home? I don't know. My father kept quiet. He asked another question. I said, I don't know. He asked me a third question. I remember the third question was, where's your mother? I said, I don't know. My father beat the hell out of me. That, what do you know in your life? What do you know? You don't know nothing. So since that day, even if I don't know, I don't want to say, I don't know. I'll just find something to say. And because I don't want to say, I don't know, I strive to be better. I strive to know so that I'll have an answer to anything you ask. So basically, you then time. You begin to time saying, okay, we're going to set up this. How long is it going to take to set up? You know, everybody has an idea. But what I plan to do as per my own model is I want to have another 1 to 2 weeks with the technical team. Because most times, everything can be said, wardrobe can be said, makeup can be ready, everybody can be ready, set will be ready, but there'll be a problem with lighting, there'll be a problem with camera, there'll be problem. Why? So now, my plan is this. The DP and team, the gaffer and team, the director would come, and then the production designer will come. I can do, after we've sorted out the technical issues, then we can then sort out costumes, makeup, and every other thing. But this is the core of it, because this is usually the problem. That's why I like to take whatever hours setting up. So now, first, I would show them, director, get your short list. Because most times when they come, another problem is I know that some directors, they can't function until they get to set. When they get to set, that's when they'll now start thinking it's wrong. Get your shot, have an idea of what you want to do, like plan it. When you come to set, it won't be difficult. Even when new ideas comes up, it will be in line with what you already have. But some people, I've seen directors that don't even read script. They will not risk it. Just come to set. And you be clueless. I'm like, what the heck? What's going on? It gets me upset. So bottom line is, everybody will gather together, like this model I'm talking about. Everybody will be gathered together. Then we can break it down step by step. So this is the look and feel, light. This is how we want this scene to look when we're doing the close-up. How can you achieve it? How long will it take to watch? So it's not by mouth. We actually break it down. Yes. So it's not my job because I don't know anything about lighting. But the light person who has been doing it for years, who's already experienced, can tell you, okay, when we did this is what it took for us to achieve this. But there's some that you will see that they are so technical. Maybe they have done it before, but not in that space, or what I would then do is having a test shoot. I remember on Ajoche, that's one thing I love.
Of this show like 1,000 times. Everybody thinks that I'm doing like private.
No. I give it, I can actually proudly say that Ajoche was one of those productions that have groomed me to who I am now. Like, Ajoche.
Oh God, it's emotional.
So I remember.
You're going too deep. Before James's head swells.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Ajoche on this show. No, I don't even know what that show's about. It's like
I don't know what's Ajoche.
Like the Bold and the Beautiful. Women half dressed and all. It's a good show. You guys should watch it. My question is less technical, because you were really into the technical part. I told you I was going to ask you about this necktie, Abby. There's no escaping it. We'll come back to the necktie. Okay. My real question is, so I have friends I have male friends and female friends, and some friends I'm not sure what they are, who are production managers, right? And
You're not going to go to
historically, I'm going. I already have visa. I'm good. Historically, my female friends say that it's harder for them to work with the crew, with female crew members and female actors, in comparison to their male counterparts. Do you experience this? And if you think it's true, is it like a stigma?
Yeah, it happens. But the thing is, for you to call yourself a manager, it means that you have the skill to be able to manage people. Human beings are the most difficult people to manage, especially same sex. Women, we have issues.
I didn't say that.
I'm serious. We have serious issues. But sometimes you might have to massage their ego to get what you want. Force cannot get force. How do I even put it together? You can't use gra to get what you want. Some people, you know that, I'm not saying kiss anybody's ass, but you have to be diplomatic on decisions you make or how you do your thing. So it's about massaging some people's ego. Me, I know how to massage ego if I want to get what I want from you.
Okay. But does that, I don't know. Don't take anything from me. But does that not create a problem for people who are more professional, so to speak, who expect you to show up on time as an actor, and then they've worked with a lot of people who massage their ego, and then they get there, and then they go around telling people that I can't work with this guy because he's unprofessional. But meanwhile, you were sort of massaging their ego. And by ego, we mean ego. We mean that attitude. We don't mean like this is not a pun about a part.
Yeah.
Well, no, unless you mean a pun about the part of. Do you literally massage?
Good.
I don't know. I'm not taking any chances. I don't read meaning. But yeah, but you see what I mean, right? So
but
are we creating this problem for ourselves?
Yeah, but before an actor will actually come on set to mess up, you must have seen these traces even while you are meeting the person. So why encourage the person? Why have the person on your show where you can easily kick off the person even before the person comes?
I said he must be there. Sorry. Okay, HBO says he must be there. You're working for HBO right now. Kit Harington is being a dick, but he's a good guy. Which is theory, Kit. And
if they say you must be there, then you have to be able to manage a person. If it is massaging the person's ego to get the work done, because you cannot send the person away.
Okay, so here's the thing. So give us talk to me about some practical examples. Because look, sometimes I feel like, helping, but I'm the guy who's asking the questions. However, I understand what you're talking about because I've dealt that kind of shit over and over again. But give us some practical examples, and don't mention names, but just practical examples of what happened on anything you've worked on, whether it's our show or whatever, and how you handled those situations. Because the reason why we're having this conversation is because people say, "Oh, I want to be a producer. I want to be a production manager." But they don't understand what it means to be a manager, because there is no way that you can have a perfect production. It's not going to happen, especially on these long form productions. Not lie. So how do you go through the storm? How do you crisis management? Basically, give us practical examples, and then you can buttress.
Okay. First, I would say let me just give you first the functions of a production manager, because I've been able to break it down into 5 parts: planning, leading, organizing, coordinating, and fixing.
Hey!
Olivia,
fix that! Yo!
Hey, James, you serious now?
I bet James doesn't even remember.
James, please.
All right, man. Yeah,
serious.
Right. Planning, leading, organizing, and fixing.
So, being a fixer, this question you're asking falls under the category.
My phone. Keep going.
Okay, this question you asked falls under the category of being a fixer. And I'm going to give you 2 examples of how I've been able to fix situations. One, I rescheduled. An actor was supposed to come to set on Wednesday, but something happened. We've had to reschedule to Thursday. And I spoke to her, are you able to come on Thursday at 3 p.m.? She says, yes. And I asked, if you know you cannot come at 3 p.m., let me know, so that I will just leave you on that Wednesday and, work things around. She said she would come. I said, okay, that's fine. On Wednesday, at 12. On Wednesday, this actor came at 12 o'clock. It rained all morning. So at 12 o'clock, we're not even close to our scene because we've not been filming. We started filming. Then she told me, and I asked her, even before she agreed for Thursday, you are okay to come on Thursday? She said yes. She comes in on Thursday at 12 o'clock. And she says, is it time for our scene? I said, no, babe, it's been raining all day and you even know it. So we can't film your scene now. Kindly bear with us. Just trying to be nice to her. The next thing is she's leaving. She has an event at 1:00. Blah 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 blah. She has to go, and she would sign. She would sign her contract for that. I said, hey, you would not sign your contract for today because your contract says the whole day, 24 hours. So you can't come. You can't leave now. We had an agreement. I did not force you to. I asked you if you were going to come or not. So if you would leave, no problem. But you're not going to sign any contract. She kept saying, she's going to sign. She's here. She's this. She's that. I did not even answer her. But guess what? She filmed the scene. Because if she doesn't film the scene, she won't get paid. Even if she had left. Anyways, because while she was complaining, what I said is risk assessment, risk management. Sorry. I already knew that.
You know what? I'm not doing this. I need to go and learn.
Risk assessment, risk management. While she started complaining, I already knew that this girl might leave. So I started managing the risk.
Sorry, pause. Dude, no, not pause. What's your password, dude?
The computer lock.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Wow. You told everybody what your password.
What if his password was very naughty?
Yes, thank you. Everybody is.
That's what it is.
So, but I do it. So I already saw that coming. After she had come, I started complaining. While trying to manage her, I made arrangement for other scenes that in case this girl leaves, we can't shut down production. Yeah. I mean, this is what we're going to do. Then I faced her. I'm like, if you want to go, no problem. You can leave. But the truth is, if you leave, you cannot. I don't care if you are here or not. You have to be professional. You can't come and say you are leaving and hold production to ransom. Bottom line, she stayed. But you see, at that point, I didn't need to massage her ego. I need to state it right that this is what needs to be done. Now, another actor. She said, she's been filming all day. And she said that if I don't buy her juice, it's night, yeah. If I don't buy her juice, that she would not continue. You see that scene?
Wait, do I understand?
Yes, now. Our eccentric actor.
You know the weird thing is that watching this, they're going to be watching this and be like, that bitch talking about it on worldwide TV.
And so if I don't buy her juice, she would not film. And I'm like, really? Okay, no problem. What you want is juice, right? Because crew members, they've been filming, they've been waiting. It would be so unfair after prepping for this scene because somebody says she wants juice and we cannot buy her juice. We'll then desist and everybody will go.
I will lose money.
Yes. I said, no problem. I bought her the juice. She took the juice and then she went on set and then we shot. Did we achieve the scene? Yes. Absolutely. That's what I describe as massaging ego. I just needed the work to be done. But because I already understood the psychology of that person, I know that there are times that she will tell me something, I will say, hey, no. Not today. This is what you have to do. But at that point in time, I don't need that. I don't need that force. If not, the production will be at a loss at the end of the day because she would go. She will come back the next day, she will still film. But we've lost that scene. But she took the juice and gave us what we wanted. So
that's, even though it's not I don't know what to call it. It's not really a question back. But as a producer, do you always let people know how, like, what they're up against? So, for instance, what is the cost of each scene? What is the cost of a day's shoot? Like, when I drop a scene, this is how, like, do they know this? And how are you able to make decisions in terms of crisis management to make sure that, okay, if I do this, the least is I'll lose X amount here, but I will gain up at so and so point. Or if this actor misbehaves, I know that, okay, if I do this, if this actor doesn't do this, then I've lost X amount of money. I mean, but do you like let these actors know, what's going on?
Yeah, remember I said something about planning, that even if you plan with your crew members and you don't carry your actors along, it's a problem. Because so after everything is being organized by the crew with the crew members, I tend to call the actors and explain certain things to them and ask if you have any questions, if you be having any challenges, let us know. Because if you don't come for this scene, this is what would be the problem. This is the amount of money we'll be losing. This is, explain to them and then make them tell you. I know that some of them will even say, yes, that's it. And at the end of the day, they will still mess up anyways. But at least you've made it known. So carry them along, explain, have a one-on-one meeting. Even that's understanding people's psychology. There's some people, take them out for lunch. Make them see the way I came here. You made me really comfortable. What I was thinking was like a ginger something. I was ready, but
was that really comfortable?
Yes, no, you guys made me comfortable.
Do you make
No coffee, no juice.
are going to
If I
watch-
James, I'm leaving. If you don't give me juice, I'm leaving.
You're going to watch Plate Marianne. That's you answered the question about this car.
See, let me tell you. After you, I'm going to go and eat rice somewhere. If I don't wear this cap, they will not give me the rice.
Okay. Reminds me of those weddings that they give you amala and boiled egg.
What?
It's a thing.
What's
It's a
amala
real thing. Where
and
there's no
boiled
meat.
egg?
Are you Yoruba?
Yeah,
My Yoruba peeps. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Please, we
man.
don't know, please.
The meat is in hierarchy, but just carry on. Carry on. I'm sorry, we'll get to that. We'll talk about that later.
So it's just explaining to them, basically letting them know. Don't sugarcoat things. Like I remember a certain show. Okay.
Don't mention it.
Yes,
Well,
I'm trying.
I'm
Yes,
beating
I
that.
tell them you are going to sign an indemnity form, and I explain, meaning that you are aware of the risk that comes to surgery, and you can die. Like I cannot sugarcoat it. Do you understand? So because some people they will not say, nobody. I'm not praying that you will die. Even we don't want to. We can't. Like we're praying we don't have any casualties. But it's just I can't sugarcoat it. You have to let them know that this is it. Not on that day when it finally happens. They'll not say, but you did not tell me this one now.
No, I
But you did not tell, but sometimes,
flip to
yeah,
page 16.
I do it. Yeah, and it's always good to communicate via mail.
Wait, how can
Yeah.
Record.
It's always good to communicate via mail. Something that you can always refer to.
sorry, when you're about to die.
I'm so sorry, but let me just get to that stage that shows that you could have died. Okay.
So,
Yeah, what I want to ask. So, people watching you right now, there's a young girl there who's now debating with her dad. No, I don't want to be a doctor. I want to be a production. What are the top 3 things you think you need to be a successful production manager? Whether it's education, whether it's some soft skill or whatever. Top 3 things.
first is experience. And experience means starting from being a production assistant.
Okay, work your way up.
Wait. I want to. Let's stay on that for a little while.
Let's ruminate.
People don't. I feel like a lot of people have this attitude where they're like, look, I want to be like you've never had experience before. I want to be a producer. Get go. I tell you a funny story, and I don't know if this is good to watch this, but it's okay. So I had a conversation with somebody at some point in time. Said, no, it's okay.
Okay, it's here. The
What
fourth
was that?
Bible
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, so I had a conversation with somebody, and I was gonna offer them a job, and they were like, "Oh no, I want to be a production manager." I'm like, "You don't have experience to do this." She's like, "No, this is what I can do it." Blah blah blah. You don't believe in me. I'm like, it's not like I don't believe in you, but I just feel like you haven't gotten to that stage yet. You don't have the requisite experience. Anyway, long and short of the story, eventually, grudgingly, they took the job as production coordinator, and 3 months down the line, they were like, "Thank God
That I didn't
take that job."
Yeah.
Why is it that people don't always want to start from the bottom?
I don't know. Really, for me, like I would advise, even if you're my brother, I would tell my brother, if somebody gives you opportunity to start as a production coordinator, no, start as a production assistant, because production assistant is the only department that gives you access to every single department. I might not know costume so well, I might not know light so well, but I have an idea. And how did I get this idea? When I worked as a production assistant. A lot of production assistants that we have here are executive assistants. Production assistants, meaning you assist everybody.
Hands-on.
They want to do something, you just cross your leg. Who are you? I keep saying it. If I did not work as a production assistant, I won't be here today. And I did not even stay long as a production assistant because they could see the zeal. They could see that I have something. If you're working well, people will see what you have.
Can leave this
Take this
lady
last
alone now.
I'm sorry. I saw you day one. You have this car. Director.
Yo!
You.
I love something about you, just scar.
Straight to the top.
Gang.
Sorry. But that's one though. That's the first thing, right? Experience. So
Yeah.
start at production as an assistant, right? And just work your way up.
Yes.
It's two
Experience is
years,
number
right?
2. God is number 1.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I'm not trying to be religious here, but that's why.
Too late, but it's
No. But that's how it works for me.
okay.
First of all is God, because you might be saying that you want to be a production manager or you want to go up there, and that is not your way. I started off as an actor. I never even knew that I'd be doing production today. So man proposes, God disposes. So I'm working saying I want to be an actor, but I found myself in the world of production manager. So God first, Experience second.
2.
I'm not clueless.
Buy a scarf.
3.
Wait, because I have to be creative. Yes, buy yourself a scarf.
No, this scarf is.
No, but I think
And then
creativity
creativity.
is very important because
Yes.
there's no point being there's no point growing in the ranks from production assistant to whatever because
If you're
sorry
not-
to say something. I think being in the production system is the best place to grow because from production assistant you can become a production coordinator. From production coordinator you can become a PM. From a PM you can become a
Line producer.
line producer.
Production
Producer.
assistant, you can get into
Any
You can
department.
get into anywhere. So I think it's a place to grow, right? But then again, as you're growing, if you're not creative, then
There's no point.
Yeah. So I feel like creativity is part of it.
I agree.
You agree?
Yes.
This guy?
No, I agree. There's
So
sometimes.
so that's it. So God, experience,
And creativity.
and creativity.
Yeah.
So what's the worst day you've had, and how did it affect you? Like the day that you knew. I don't want to use the word that I failed, but the day that you knew that no, I couldn't help the situation and things really crashed.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I know
That day you were going for that big job and you couldn't find your scarf.
Then did you know the answer?
No.
Once, I can't
Was it-
remember.
wasn't that? Was it a scarf?
You drop since.
Ah, yes.
On when?
When we,
Really? Did I fire
when
you
we,
for it?
do you know how you? But that's not even. That's even. I don't even want to go to when I drop because when we drop scenes, I don't even want to go there. But I cry. You think I'm doing of the project? They'll come to my room. I say even James, doing of the project is not crying. So what's
No,
your?
because here's the thing. The way I so this I mean it's like I said, it's not my interview, but anyway, let me put it out there. So the way I do. I calculated it. So I take the entire budget of the show, I divide it into 260 episodes.
Yeah.
Then 260 episodes, I divide them into scenes. So I always tell the crew that this is how much each scene costs. So by the time we drop scenes and we calculate how much it costs, that's how much we've actually lost. Right? So I remember this time when there was a certain actor, which I'm not gonna mention his name, who told us that he was in Lagos, meanwhile he was on the express road. It wasn't even on the express road, it was 5. He didn't come that day and we lost an entire festival
Sin.
scene, like a whole festival.
I'm
We
trying not
got
to mention.
like we 2 point something
Million, 2.4 million.
2.4. I even made a joke out of it. So we lost that. Anyway, I mean, it's not like we're losing. I mean, we're losing money, but not technically. Yeah, but the value is what it is. Yeah. So what is the worst?
Yeah,
thing for
I'll
you?
tell you. I worked on a talk show, and then we bring in artists, like music artists, to come on the show. I've been managing every single person well, but I figured that the executive producer is also the host, so I do not have power over her. Like there are certain things that needs to be done, but even when I tell her, I don't have the power. She'll take her time to dress. Everything is time. She'll still make phone calls. So at the end of the day, we'll not start shoot until like 1 o'clock. So I figured that when artists come, so we have 3 artists every day, 3 guests every day, and they are timed. At the end of the day, everybody will not be jammed. So what I do to manage the situation is I would stall, I would delay. So I'll keep them updated. Like I'll keep updating. Don't leave the house now. Leave the house. There's this particular artist. I was talking to his manager. It wasn't time because it was supposed to be the last guest of the day. And we had not even finished the first one. So I've been keeping in touch with him. Okay, come at 2, come at so and so time. When it was time that I actually wanted him to come at 3 o'clock, I told him, okay, you can start coming now. He said that, sorry, they cannot come again. That time had gone. So, I now went to the EP and I explained, because in the first place, she got the artist. I was just following up to make sure that they come. Then I explained what happened to her and she told me that I'm incompetent. I feel like crying. I can nobody has ever called me incompetent before in my life. And I said, the reason why you could call me incompetent.
You should have said, yo.
Yeah, but I mean, she's my boss. What can I do? And I'm like, I said, you don't even know what has been happening. Being able to, I've never come to you to say, this artist is about to leave, because you don't even know what I pull through to make sure everybody is coming at the same time. But it's okay if we don't see results. True, you are incompetent because nobody see the artist is not there, so you are incompetent. That day made me really, really feel bad. So what I did is this to make her realize. The next day, I just left the actors to come in at the time they're supposed to come. I will now go and meet her. Ma, this person said that he wants to leave. She will not leave her this. She will not come meet the person. When she was tired, she was like, Miriam, please stop coming. I said, exactly. This is what I've been trying.
Did you really say that, truly?
Yes, now. I think I'm joking. So I was gonna meet her and say, I'm sorry, ma. This person wants to leave. I'll not bring her. I'll not bring the person to where she is.
Fix it.
We're talking. God, I can't forget. So at the end of the day, when the last person was saying she wants to say, she said she wants to leave. He said he wants to leave. She was like, Miriam, fix this. I said, exactly. That's what I've been fixing since. But because yesterday's one just didn't go as planned, you called me incompetent. Later we talked about it and she apologized, and everything fell back in place.
Okay. Ethan, do you have a final question?
No, actually. Yeah.
Okay, so I know Ethan asked. He's asked this.
Yeah,
because I was gonna say any advice for apart from what you said before, but just any advice for any upcoming. Oh, because there's a producer here. Her name is Ore Badmo. She's sitting in the audience. Even though just turn the camera. Can you see the camera? Yeah. So she's in there. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. It's okay.
Yeah.
And my son is somewhere there. Toby, do you want to be a production manager? Do you want to be a production manager?
He's been quiet. Leave him alone.
Sorry, you might as
How dare you? My baby.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Tobias. So anyway, what are your advice? What kind of advice can you give people who are upcoming?
Okay, people who are upcoming, there are 3 things you need to always put in place or put to your mind if you want to be a production manager, knowing that anytime you get a script, there are 3 things you have to know: prep, execution, and evaluation.
Yeah.
So you have to know that you need to prep, then whatever you've prepped needs to be executed, and evaluation is very, very key. Even apart from production and normal day life, you need to, at the end of the day, sit down and think, what happened? Why did we drop the scene? Why did we even start late? Because if you don't think about it, you keep making the same mistake over and over again. But if you analyze it, sit and evaluate it, you won't make such mistakes again. And also know that it is only in the dictionary where S comes before W. That is success before work. Man, it is work before success.
You're saying some
Why are people like this now? And then when they say that nobody is indispensable, I am indispensable. I say when I work on your project, I am indispensable because I make myself indispensable. Work to be indispensable. Success is usually work before success. And then you have to be accountable, which is my core value: accountability, integrity.
I see what you did there. It's cool.
Alright, guys. Thank you so much, Marianne, for coming through. Marianne left what she was doing to come and be here. And I really appreciate
My rice, my party rice, that is going.
shout out to my computer for not recording my audio, but Jay came through. Shout out to Jay.
Forgetting my own name. Wow.
Now.
After breakfast.
You didn't give me break. Okay, sorry.
Alright, see you guys next Wednesday. Even though we record this on Saturdays. Again,
On Saturdays?
sorry, on Sundays. Jesus Christ, what the hell?
Let it go, man. Let it go.
I was supposed to give a shout out to, but by the time this episode ends, the concert will be over.
Yeah, but I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah, but the concert will be today, and probably we'll talk about it on the next show. Even if it has nothing to do with film, but Waja is my G.
No, but it does actually, because if you think about it, it was an experience. If you think about the pre-production, the building, and really, it's sort of like advice for what people could do in terms of putting yourself back out there.
Okay.
Jay was part of that entire process. He should.
He's
sitting here.
He's going there right now.
Yeah, he should.
Just so you know. Yeah.
Thanks, man, for coming through. I'm gonna let you go with the scarf. Talk about it off camera.
This my scarf.
I really like it though. I really like it. It reminds me of
Did you
those.
wear it?
Not a chance. I remind me of those. Those when I used to flip. Never mind. We'll talk about it later. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Alright, man. See you later. See you next week. Make sure you subscribe. Click the notification button so you know when episodes are coming out. And don't forget, we are on YouTube and also we stream on SoundCloud just in case you don't want to burn your data watching the episodes. Alright, take it easy. Peace.
Take care.